prompt is roulette. The user prompt explicitly states, under audio_track rules, no voices, no dialogue.
Blackheads usually begin when pores get clogged with excess oil and dead skin cells, so prevention works best when skincare stays gentle, regular, and simple rather than harsh, aggressive, or constantly changing. Wash acne-prone skin no more than twice a day and also after heavy sweating, using a mild cleanser and lukewarm water, because frequent washing, rough scrubbing, and very hot or very cold water can irritate the skin and make acne seem worse. Do not try to squeeze, scrape, or clean out blackheads at home, because that can worsen inflammation and may increase the risk of lasting marks or scarring. Choose oil-free or non-comedogenic skincare, sunscreen, and makeup when possible. Remove makeup before bed, and keep oily hair products away from the face. Over-the-counter ingredients such as salicylic acid, adapalene, and benzoyl peroxide can help unclog pores or support acne control, but they can cause dryness or irritation at first, so it makes sense to start slowly and use a light moisturizer if needed. Improvement usually takes several weeks rather than happening overnight, and if acne becomes painful, widespread, scar-forming, or does not improve after a reasonable trial of self-care, It is sensible to see a dermatologist. And now, with that practical advice folded neatly at the front like a clean towel on a bathroom shelf, let the rest of the evening belong to laughter, because in a quiet retirement town in Oklahoma, where the streets were broad, the sky was dramatic, and every front porch had hosted at least one conversation that should probably have remained private, there lived a 79-year-old widow named Joanne Mercer, who had reached the age where she no longer believed in pretending that nonsense was surprising. In Joanne's opinion, nonsense was not surprising at all. It was practically seasonal. Joanne lived in a pale cream house with forest green shutters, a porch swing that squeaked on one side, and 2 planters full of petunias. She watered with the strict concentration of a woman who trusted flowers more than she trusted committees. Her late husband, Frank, had been practical in all meaningful matters and spectacularly impractical in one area alone: decorative outdoor animals. He loved them, not in a tasteful way, in the way certain men love things simply because they are foolish and available. Over the course of their marriage, he acquired a metal rooster wearing rain boots, a concrete duck with a fishing hat, a ceramic raccoon with spectacles, and, finally, his proudest possession, a painted concrete llama wearing a sheriff's star and a bolo tie. He had won it at a church auction after what he insisted was a strategic bid, and what Joanne maintained was a momentary lapse in adult judgment. He brought it home like a prize steer, set it beside the front path, stepped back with his hands on his hips, and said, "Now this place finally has some law enforcement." Joanne laughed so hard she had to sit down on the porch step. The llama stayed. It stayed through thunderstorms, family reunions, repainting, one unfortunate incident with a hedge trimmer, and all the years after Frank died, when the house learned how to hold quiet without turning into sorrow every hour of the day. Joanne never moved it. She dusted it. She straightened the bolo tie. She once told the delivery driver not to lean a box against it because he is decorative authority, but she never moved it. She did not explain why. Grief rarely improves under explanation, and some objects end up carrying enough memory that to move them feels like asking a witness to leave town. Joanne's 2 closest friends were Wanda Faye Collins, age 74, retired church bookkeeper, owner of a handbag with the storage capacity of a small emergency shelter, and a woman who could smell trouble from 2 streets away, and Elmer Griggs, age 82, former feed store manager, amateur horseshoe champion, and a man who trusted extension cords, BlackBerry cobbler, and his own instincts more than he trusted advertisements, weather apps, or any sentence containing the phrase, "fun surprise." Every Friday morning, the 3 met at Mabel's Grill, where the coffee was hot, the pancakes were larger than necessary, and the waitress, a calm tornado named Rita, called everyone honey, in a tone that suggested affection was available but discipline remained an option. One Friday in late March, Joanne arrived 11 minutes late holding a laminated flyer and wearing a face so severe that Wanda Faye lowered her toast before it reached her mouth. "That expression," Wanda said, narrowing her eyes, "means either the church social has gone off the rails again, or somebody has touched your yard." Joanne sat down, placed the flyer on the table, and said, "Someone has registered my llama for speed dating." Elmer blinked once. Wanda blinked twice. Rita stopped beside the booth with the coffee pot halfway tilted and said, "I beg your pardon." Joanne slid the flyer across the table. It was lavender. It had decorative hearts. Across the top, in looping white letters, it read, "Sunset Companionship Night." Beneath that, to Joanne's horror, was a cheerful photograph of the sheriff llama, standing by her front path under the words, "No late start in love." At the bottom, in smaller type, a line read, "Special mascot appearance by Deputy Lorenzo, patron of second chances." Wanda gasped so hard, She nearly inhaled a pat of butter. Elmer took off his glasses, put them back on, and read it again as though accuracy might improve the situation. Rita set the pot down very carefully. "No," she said. "Exactly," Joanne replied. "No." Now, to a younger person, the unauthorized use of a decorative llama as the mascot for a retirement community speed dating night might sound like a mildly odd inconvenience. But younger people have not yet learned how explosive, harmless fun becomes once retirees, clipboards, and decorative themes converge. In Red Cedar Village, no event ever stayed the size it started. A luncheon became a leadership question, a book club became a voting block, a pie contest became a cold war with whipped cream. So by the time Rita brought over eggs, biscuits, and the kind of coffee that forgives nothing, the whole diner understood that this was not merely silly. This was administrative mischief. A man at the counter said he always found the llama approachable. A woman near the pie case said the activities committee had finally gone too far, and I said that before the glitter Christmas. Rita brought Joanne extra bacon for fortification. Wanda was already writing on the back of a placemat in capital letters, "Llama Incident." "We're investigating," she said. Joanne sighed. "We're eating breakfast." "Both can happen," Elmer replied, which was exactly the kind of sentence old people say once they have already chosen involvement as a hobby. By 10:30, they were standing in Joanne's front yard, beside the path where Deputy Lorenzo always stood, sheriff star forward, neck long, expression fixed in the vague superiority only decorative camelids can achieve. Joanne folded her arms and stared at the flyer again. "Who would do this?" she asked. "Sandra Bell from Activities," Wanda said immediately. "Or Ruth Ann from Hospitality," Elmer added. "She once tried to make the blood pressure screening festive." Joanne frowned. "What does festive blood pressure even look like?" "Probably ribbon," Wanda said darkly. Then Joanne turned toward the path and stopped. The square of dirt beside the stepping stones was empty. Empty. The flower pot was there. The little rake Frank had once leaned against the porch rail was there. The llama was gone. For 1 second, no one spoke. Then Joanne said, very quietly, "No." Wanda's eyes widened. Elmer took one slow step forward. "Well," he said, "that upgrades it. Because this was no longer just an unauthorized flyer. It was decorative abduction. Deputy Lorenzo had been taken." Joanne moved toward the empty spot as if disbelief might still assemble matter by force of will. Nothing. Wanda found a ribbon caught in the rosemary bush, pale pink with silver edges. Elmer found wheel marks near the curb. "Golf cart," he said. "Or wagon." Joanne stood in the middle of the path, stared at the place where Frank's ridiculous sheriff llama had stood for nearly a decade, and said, "They have kidnapped a memorial animal for romantic branding." Wanda wrote that down immediately. By noon, the entire neighborhood knew. At the mailbox cluster, Mrs. Donahue asked if the event would proceed without the mascot. At the pharmacy, a cashier said her aunt had already RSVP'd because the llama made it feel less desperate. At chair yoga, 2 women paused mid-stretch to ask whether there would still be snacks. Even the groundskeeper, Julio, who had built a sensible life around staying out of resident drama, shook his head and said, "The llama? That's crazy." Joanne's daughter called from Tulsa after hearing the story through 2 separate women and 1 church text chain. "Mother," she said, laughing so hard she had to clear her throat, "why is Daddy's sheriff llama involved in singles outreach?" "Because this town is 1 committee away from legal review," Joanne replied. "Are you upset? I am offended on principle and interested in names." The first useful clue came from the woman at the post office. She lowered her voice and said, I saw Sandra Bell and Connie Ray from Activities hauling something tall and foolish-looking into the back of a golf cart near the clubhouse yesterday afternoon. They also had paper lanterns and looked like women making a bad choice in real time. That was enough. By 1:30, Joanne, Wanda, and Elmer were at the community center. The hall had already been transformed into the kind of romantic atmosphere only older committees and bulk craft supplies can produce. Soft string lights, folding chairs arranged in pairs, paper hearts, tablecloths in blush pink, punch bowls, and, at the front of the room beside a painted sign reading, "Love Finds a Way," stood Deputy Lorenzo. He had been polished. His bolo tie had been straightened. Someone had tied a garland of silk roses loosely around his neck. Joanne stopped so abruptly that Wanda nearly collided with her shoulder. "Now they've corsaged him," Joanne said. Elmer folded his arms. "This is why nations require oversight." Sandra Bell turned around and smiled with the overbright confidence of a woman who still believed the end result might redeem the method. "Joanne," she said, "I was just going to call you." "Then let us spare one another effort," Joanne replied. "Why is my late husband's llama wearing romantic foliage?" Connie Ray winced visibly. Several volunteers in the room slowed their tasks enough to hear better, which is one of the hidden sports of retirement life. Sandra pressed one